basically dollar bills were falling from the sky.
Good morning, everyone.
Radio News.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, and I want to tell you that arthritis is not a genetic thing. It's not a disease of aging. Neither is osteoporosis. Get a hold of my book. It's all in your head. It goes into the 25 different diseases you get when you have osteoporosis of the skull. These are all reversible. You take the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, the MSM, vitamin D3, stay away from all the bad foods, including gluten, and guess what? You'll regrow all your bones, including your skull and your legs and your hips and everything else. Contact us at usaradiohealth.com. That's usaradiohealth.com.
President Biden will be heading to Glasgow, Scotland for the Monday start of a 2-week UN Climate Summit. USA's Chris Barnes has more.
White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield saying the president is very optimistic as he heads into this high-stakes summit.
What the president is going to be able to achieve at COP is to continue to show America's leadership on the world stage on these issues. You know, this is something, tackling the climate crisis is something that he has taken on every day since he came into office.
President Biden heading to that climate summit after attending the G20 summit in Rome, where on Saturday the leaders of the G20 endorsed a global minimum tax aimed at stopping big business from shielding its profits in offshore entities.
There should be full adjudication on the issue of COVID-19 vaccine mandates before anyone makes final decisions on whether to enforce them, and the Supreme Court will likely uphold religious exemptions as a valid reason for not being required to have the shots, Alan Dershowitz told Newsmax.
Of course, the Supreme Court has held that if there's a religious exemption, there has to also be an ideological, political exemption. You know, you talked about the military before. The man who told everybody in the military to get vaccinated was none other than George Washington.
He added he does not favor vaccination mandates if that is the first option in fighting disease. I'm in favor of it being the absolute last resort if necessary, Dershowitz said. For USA Radio News,
Good morning.
I'm Brad Bernards.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
All right. Yep.
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Middleboro in Review for October 31st, 2021, Halloween Day. Hopefully today is a nice sunny day, and tonight is a nice warm, somewhat warm night for trick-or-treating. I'm looking at the forecast here, and there is some rain in the forecast. Hopefully it misses us, or if it's not gonna miss us, hopefully it's just light rain showers. There was a little bit of light rain showers this morning. Hopefully that stops, and we'll have a great night of trick-or-treating tonight. Also tonight is going to be Game 5 of the World Series. Will we see a winner? Will the Atlanta Braves defeat the Houston Astros in the World Series tonight? Will the Atlanta Braves be holding up the World Series title tonight? We will see. And we're going to do weather here in just a second, but some other things that we're going to talk about. There is a pancake breakfast coming up in Taunton. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And a few other things as well. So, hope everyone will enjoy today's program. Don will be here momentarily. He is going to be walking in just a few minutes. So let's do the weather real quick here on a sunny, or not sunny, but hopefully a sunny Sunday. Hopefully the weather breaks and we have a nice sunny Sunday today. Well, in the forecast right now, 57 degrees for Middleboro. Rain in the forecast. It is light rain showers right now. It was raining a little bit when I left my house this morning. 66 for the high. Hopefully we see the sun today. Tomorrow, 60 degrees. Sunny with a low of 37. On Wednesday, there will be a low of 31. So possibly Wednesday, you could be seeing the first frost of the year. Hopefully, after that, we have a nice couple days of warm weather. There's some more rain in the forecast and the week, however, so hopefully that changes. Hopefully the weather report changes a little bit. Taunton, 56 degrees, 66 for the high. And same forecast for the week. Driscoll, Texas, 90 for the high today, 55 currently. And some really nice weather, excluding Thursday when it's going to rain. But some pretty nice weather for Driscoll, Texas. Driscoll, North Dakota, 27 degrees. Very cold. Seeing some high teens for lows in Driscoll, North Dakota, which is pretty normal for North Dakota around this time. North Dakota gets extremely cold during the winter. But still early, still November, but it's getting cold in North Dakota. And we're going to say good morning to Don. Good morning,
Joe.
Don. How are you?
Good. Beautiful morning.
I want to give a shout out to all the power crews who've been working here in Middleboro and surrounding communities. We had a massive storm on Wednesday, and that caused power to go out in 85% of Plymouth County. Certain communities got hit hard. I believe Marshfield got hit very, very hard.
Duxbury got hit real hard, though.
And there are several other communities that got hit extremely hard by this storm. And power crews from different parts of the state came down to help. Also, power crews from New Hampshire, power crews from Oklahoma, apparently, right, Don?
I saw Oklahoma. I saw a place from Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Quebec, Vermont.
Quebec, yeah. Quebec.
Georgia, everywhere.
Yep, Quebec helped out immensely with a storm that we had during the winter a couple of years ago. I remember talking...
The last big windstorm we had was March of 2018. I mean, we had small ones in between that or whatnot. But the last major storm we had was in March. It was almost the perfect storm because we had the winds and a lot of people got flooded out too.
Yeah.
Especially on the South Shore. I know a couple people personally who got flooded out, and it just devastates your life.
Yeah, and during that last storm, me and Don got a chance to talk to a couple people from the power crews in Quebec as well.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
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 I remember because we were out and yeah, I think that was before you started your show. It was a month before you. No, maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Maybe no. I think it was during during, I think it was 2019 that happened.
Oh, that was the other one, I think, that...
Or 2020. I don't know.
Something bounced us off the air.
Yes.
Another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
yeah, you're right, but there was a real bad one in 2000.
They came down.
2018. I'm thinking the March storm, but there was another one that hit this area really bad, the Taunton area, and the radio station was knocked off the air for a few days.
Yeah.
County Road with transmitter was down. So TLMP though did awesome. All the utility people out there did awesome. It was hard men and women working away from their families to get us power.
So shout out to all of them.
All of them.
All of them.
There's a place in my heart for every single one of you, and they're still out working too. I'm sure there's outages. I'm looking for the outage map for National Grid, but
I also want to give a shout out to two people from Taunton Federal Credit Union, Nick and Nelson, for helping me out. I had some car problems this week. Was finishing up at the studio on Tuesday, and I came into my car and tried to turn it on, and it wouldn't turn on. Nelson and Nick helped me out a lot, got my car going. I had additional problems on Thursday, but I got it fixed. And was a loose battery cable on my car battery. That was the problem, and I'm glad that it wasn't anything extremely serious with my car. I mean, it's still pretty serious when your car doesn't start, but yeah. Thank you, Nelson, and thank you, Nick, for helping me out. All right, 7:17. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to do our sports segment, and then Don has a little, topic he wants to talk about.
well, I'm gonna have you
not a rant, but
I'm
topic.
gonna have you read it.
Yep.
And then I might discuss my interpretations because I was gonna write something up. Long story short, I was gonna write something up, and I asked my friend Kevin Wynn, "Hey Kevin," because it was something that we both know about a lot. Could you write something up? I was gonna have him call in, but he's a little shy. Call me, maybe we'll hear from him in the near future.
Yep.
Brilliant writer, unbelievable writer. Kid's amazing, very intelligent, and it was something that we knew about together as far as a topic. And I says, "Well, Kevin, just write it up." And he says, "Oh, geez, oh my God, I don't know what I can do. Maybe." And I said, "All right." And then, I don't know, a few hours later, he sent something with such brilliance, and he pretty much explained what I was going to try to explain about meanings of a particular lyric of a song. And the reason why I thought about this was because of the recent events and how some people were really nice to people. Some people really helped out, and other people it was just chaos, anarchy, sort of in a way. I'll explain to you better, but I just want to give a shout out to my friend Kevin Wynn who wrote this for me, and Joey will read it, and he kind of summed it all up. There's not much more I can say after, but I'll say a few words.
All right, 7:19. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have our sports segment. A lot happened in sports. I previewed it at the beginning of the show. The Atlanta Braves, 1 win away. They can clinch it tonight. They can celebrate with the World Series and some pumpkin pie and all the other interesting things that you have on Halloween. Some candy, some Kit Kats, and other things. They can celebrate with a World Series championship tonight as well. So we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review.
Hey, check this outage map out. Do you have any clue how to read it?
Oh, man. Okay.
I don't really.
Okay. I think it maybe like 28 outages, 81 customers. Okay. outage
it's
information. That looks like that's Bridgewater. Hold on 1 second. 113. No. 152. Not playing Williams Trading Post because they are probably closed right now.
What's that? Nothing. I left a copy of Tony's book here. My only copy. I think I gave a copy.
Okay.
Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide warm meals, clothing, shelter.
I wanted to leave it up in the backdrop, but we don't.
To say thank you.
But now there's no.
love
This
the
is
banner.
the back. This is the backdrop now.
Who put the banner?
Beautiful banner.
I love it.
Many members continue to serve in our armed forces.
Who put that on?
We
Sorry,
sponsor
yesterday.
Maybe Mark.
participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year. As a non-profit organization.
Oh, it's a beautiful banner. Yeah.
Oh, he's got plans as far as filming everything. So remember you talked about that.
Yeah,
he's gonna be putting all that into place. So.
See, he said that he wanted to put a camera
Yeah.
here in the studio and have it be a 24/7 kind of thing.
Yeah. He will.
He wanted to do that.
He will. I mean.
And I think that's going to happen soon.
I mean, he buys it, and then he gets hit with the pandemic. And
Yeah.
Now he's scrambling, but he's a smart guy.
I think it's gonna happen
This
soon.
will be one of the biggest radio stations coming up. I'm telling you, he'll pull this out. He'll pull it right out. He'll make he'll do a good job. The guy's a smart guy. He just knows what to do.
AM 1530 and 99.7 FM.
Do you even care about that outage map?
It's confusing.
Yeah, it's giving me. I'm gonna get the
confusing. It's
Yeah,
confusing.
there's something. There's a misspelled word.
It's confusing.
There was a misspelled word that he said came back. I'll read it.
What I'll say about it is there continues to be sporadic outages. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Read the bottom. What he told me. And look out for it when you read it. Hit it.
Hold on.
See on the bottom?
Luring them to their.
No, all the way to the bottom. He texted me again. See it?
Don't forget to change distraction to destruction. Got it.
He spelled it wrong. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna put that there. Okay.
If you get a chance, kind of look at it as you talk and try to. Couple.
Alright. We'll do.
Bridgewater Martial Arts, located at 995 Bedford Street, is dedicated to preserving
I love this.
martial arts.
It's done so well.
What about Foxy? Do that yet? Or it's coming up?
I already did that.
Celebrating their 30th year. To learn more about Bridgewater Martial Arts, call their number at
Love it.
This is the best movie ever did.
Yeah. I just thought that the music would fit well.
Yeah, almost like Karate Kid in a way.
Yeah. I just think it would fit well, you know. And it does. It fits perfectly. Karate Kid.
It's not funny, but I mean,
Great movie.
There's some tough ones in there, so try not to screw them up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do it when you're ready. Don't do it right.
And we're back here on Middleboro in review as we were just playing the Bridgewater Martial Arts ad, and we were saying that it kind of sounds like something out of Karate Kid.
That's what I was saying. Actually, when I was talking to John, he was at a birthday party, and John, the owner, and me and my brother were talking, and I mean, his business got hit by COVID-19, like all those people, they were able to keep going, and he told me there was a surge of attendance. People wanted when the new Cobra Kai movie came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was the reboot for the Karate Kid, and it featured Daniel Russo, who was the Karate Kid, and Johnny Lawrence, who supposedly was the bully. Yeah. And it looks like the tables will turn on the storyline. and I mean they both have dojos or whatnot, but I think a lot of people. I mean, I got into it too when it came out. It came out on YouTube. Actually, it was like a YouTube featured film. It was like YouTube's premiere feature film when YouTube really started doing their own movies, like sort of like a Netflix. But now it went on to Netflix because it was so popular. But he told me there was a lot of people signed up. They were just inspired by that show, that miniseries.
Yeah. And
then they went back and watched the older stuff, and
yeah,
you know, so it's great because the storyline is just really good, and Johnny Lawrence in the original Karate Kid, he was the bully, he was the bad guy, but they show a real human side to him, and then they like turn the tables, meaning who was really the bully? Was it Danny or was it Johnny?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was an interesting conversation we had at that birthday party for my aunt, and yeah, it was a factor in some attendance and karate and martial arts getting popular again for a lot of kids. They kind of getting away from the computer and the video games, and they're going back into more of traditional sports or whatnot, what they like to do.
Don, are you ready to get hungry?
I'm ready. I'm looking at the banner here. We got a fancy WVBS banner. Mark must have ordered this one. This thing is awesome, isn't it? Anybody on Facebook?
Beautiful banner. Anyone on Facebook?
Red, white, blue. It takes the whole wall up. We had to move the cabinet over to the right. It's awesome. Man.
Speaking of the Facebook, if anyone wants to tune in, Middleboro in Review is out on Facebook, because we're going to be able to find the show. Hopefully Facebook stays around for a while. I know Facebook has rebranded to a different name, Meta. I don't know if that means they'll get rid of the app, the name of the website Facebook, but that's,
hey,
I'm not sure.
How up to date are you on your shows, putting them on YouTube?
I
been slacking in that department?
need to be updated on that, and I will get updated on that.
How long does it take you to do it? All seriously.
It depends.
Come on, Joey.
It depends.
Hold the truth there.
About 15, 20 minutes each.
And you should. Okay.
Yeah, so about 15, 20 minutes each. It depends on how long the thing is.
Right.
How long the show is.
But
and
the thing is, a lot of people.
How long it takes to get on.
A lot of listeners, too, who aren't on Facebook, could listen to you on YouTube.
Yes, and you still can.
But I mean, it's just really up to you to
and
get caught up.
Yes, I do. I need to get caught up on that.
Right.
I'm a few months behind, like 2 months or so.
Okay,
behind.
Okay, McFly.
2 or 3 months behind.
McFly.
And
all right, McFly.
I will be catching up. I promise on that. I'll be catching up on that. I let it slack.
I wanted to throw you under the bus just right on the air because I was looking for like a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't see it. So.
Well, yeah, I understand, and I've let it slack a little bit because I haven't been on YouTube too much. I don't use YouTube as much as I used to.
But you tell people.
But yes, I know, I do, and I should get that going, and I will.
Is that a motivator?
Yeah, and I will get it going. I promise. I promise. There.
Okay.
By the end of November, I will be caught up. Well, it takes time. No, I'm not gonna do it all in one day.
Are you gonna do this show first, like today?
Yes, probably. Yes.
All right. And
yeah.
Bygones be bygones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. All right. Pancake breakfast.
Oh, are we hungry? Yum.
Yes. That was gonna be the lead-in. Are you hungry? And then it just turned into the banner and the talk about the YouTube and the Facebook. Yeah. Anyway, real quick. Middleboro Review on Facebook, Middleboro Review on YouTube. You can find pretty much all the shows.
Yeah,
on YouTube, I'm not caught up. On Facebook, I am. So on Facebook, you'll find everything.
Yeah, because Facebook's entertainment.
Yep, on Facebook, you'll find everything. Right. Except, there's maybe 1 or 2 shows that are missing. But you'll find everything pretty much about the show. And also, I have an email, middleboroinreview@gmail.com, if you want to email me questions or comments about the show or articles for us to talk about. All right, pancake breakfast. There is one coming up next Sunday. Pancakes served with scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, orange juice, and coffee for $8. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Sounds good.
And this will take place at the Taunton Lodge of Elks, 150, 775 John Quincy Adams Road, Taunton. And this is the last one for 2020. There is a whole bunch in 2022. One in January, one in February, one in March, one in April, and one in May. But we will talk about that when we get closer to those. Breakfast served from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eat in and to go is available. And bar will be open for alcoholic beverages from 10 a.m. until noon. To-go meals can be pre-ordered via email at meal@tauntonelks.org. Okay.
That sounds delicious.
It does. Love pancakes.
Scrambled egg spot sounds good. And that is in the industrial park.
Yes.
That address.
Theater One's 2021 finale is going to be a play. Stephen Dietz, Private Eyes. Friday and Saturday, November 5th and 6th at 7:30. And Sunday, November 7th at 2. One weekend only at the Alley Theater, 133 Center Street in Middleboro. This is going to be a comedy of suspicion. Nothing is ever quite what it seems. Matthew's wife, Lisa, played by Susan Salvestein of Marion, is having an affair with Adrian, played by Omar Kurtzi of Taunton. British director, or maybe the affair is part of the play being rehearsed, or perhaps Matthew, played by Bill Miller of Easton, has imagined all of it. And it goes on a little bit here. Check it out. Private Eyes. Next weekend at the Alley Theater. A couple of days there during the weekend. November 5th, 6th, and 7th. Halifax Blood Drives. Next one coming up is the 19th of November. We're coming up on the final one of the year. There, as of right now, none in December. There's just one in November. Maybe there will be one in December, but right now there hasn't been one scheduled. I checked the website about a week or two ago. I didn't see any blood drive in Halifax for December. Due to the need for blood donations, and because the town's previous blood drives have gone so well, the town of Halifax is sponsoring additional Red Cross blood drives in the Great Hall of the Halifax Town Hall, 499 Plymouth Street, Halifax, on the following date, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., Friday, November 19th. Because of the season and the pandemic, the Red Cross has an urgent need for blood. And also outside of the pandemic as well, blood needed for different kinds of surgeries as well are urgently needed right now. Anyone interested in participating can visit redcrossblood.org and type in 02338 for the zip code and then make an appointment for a convenient time. All right. Blood drives coming up in a few weeks. Your last shot to get a shot of and give blood. And yeah. Okay, let's do one or two teen histories and birthdays, because we got a little bit of them, and I don't want to do all of them at the end. So, our first today in history. Don, a certain state has a birthday. Can you guess which one it is? And it starts with the letter N.
Nebraska?
No. It's Nevada.
No kidding. On Halloween of all.
Yeah.
No,
October 31st, 1864.
no kidding.
Yep. Nevada is admitted as the 36th U.S. state. Birthdays. 1915. The first one we have is Jane Jarvis. She was an American jazz pianist known for her work as a composer and also as a baseball stadium organist for the Braves, I believe. Oh, for the Milwaukee Braves. Not the Atlanta Braves, but the Milwaukee Braves. Before they moved to Atlanta. And she was also hired by the New York Mets to play organ at Shea Stadium in the 60s. She is remembered at Shea for playing the Mets theme song, Meet the Mets. And several other things that she's done as well. It's her birthday today. She would have been 106. Happy birthday, Jane Jarvis. And Michael Collins, American general, pilot, and astronaut. The pilot, one of the three, or one of the few that went to the moon, did not walk on the moon. However, he stayed at the ship. He stayed back at the ship. He was one of the astronauts who stayed back at the ship. I do not believe he was the one to be on the moon.
You say it's a birthday, you said?
It's his birthday today.
I think you mentioned something last week about that.
Hold on one second. Let me hold on one second.
Or was it his death last week?
I believe it might have been his no, it was somebody else's.
Who stayed behind on the ship? I remember you saying that. Well,
Yeah.
Deja vu and all that. I remember you saying that.
Fourth person to perform a spacewalk. First person to have performed more than one spacewalk. He flew the command module on Apollo 10. Second person to orbit the moon alone.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Michael Collins.
They're waiting for the boys to do their thing down on picking rocks and doing their stuff down the moon. And someone's going to stay back at the ship because you need a ship to come back to, right?
Yes. Very important.
Right.
Very important that that is the case. And do one more birthday, and then we'll take a commercial break. We'll have our lyrics topic coming up in this next segment.
And close it out with sports?
And close it out with sports, yes. And our last birthday we'll talk about, and then we'll talk about the rest of them at the end, is Dan Rather, American journalist. He has a birthday today. He is 90 today. Wow. He has had a legendary career in broadcasting. An absolutely legendary career in broadcasting. He has been active since 1950. He has worked so many different things. A legend. Done. Thoughts about the birthdays and the 10 histories I've talked about? Real quick.
Yeah, Dan Rather. He's a household name. He's been around. And he's still, I think he does interviews, and he's kind of still around as far as, you go on YouTube and find recent interviews. And he's a pretty smart guy. As far as, who was the astronaut there? Yeah, that's good.
Michael Collins.
Yeah, well, another, those early astronauts, they were pioneers of that time. I mean, you think about, the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. Pretty raw technology. They didn't have what we have today, and they're up in space.
Yes.
And, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have our lyrics topic. We're going to have a little bit of sports. It's going to be a quick sports segment. We don't have a lot going on. We get the Braves. Could possibly win the World Series tonight. But other than that, not a lot going on. Early NHL stuff, early NBA stuff. But we'll talk about all that when we come back here on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, Middleboro in Review. We'll be right back.
I don't want this toast. I just can't get out of this. Funk. Ugh. It's not good, too. I don't understand.
What?
Clay's Market and Business since 1986 is the home to amazing subs, friendly service, and
It'll be a long day.
They only use the best ingredients.
I gotta head out, but when I go back to meet Kevin Wynn, do you want me to bring you a sandwich or something? Bring you back some meat? Right from McDonald's or something? Sandwich?
Well, what time will it be?
It will be like 9:30, quarter of 10.
Wow, that breakfast stuff stinks.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. I mean, you're gonna be regretting not eating at 3 o'clock. You're gonna be bummed.
If you come back, close to 11.
I'm not gonna be around at 11. I gotta go to Commons. I'll comment out.
Okay,
I gotta meet Kevin at the shop at 10:30, and then we'll head into Rhode Island to take care of his stuff, and then I gotta go look at a job, and then I'm not gonna be around till later. So, but I gotta go do something, get some medication, do some running around here for an hour, and then when I roll back through here, I can bring you something to eat. And it's gonna be about 9:30, quarter to 10.
Yeah.
So,
Not a lot of good choices, honestly.
what?
Not a lot of good choices, honestly, I'm just gonna tell you.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing. There's nothing I can do about it.
Oh, get to the end of the show, because I got jetting right at 8 o'clock.
What? Whatever, wherever you stop. I mean, Dunkin' Donuts or any. Doesn't matter.
They got better food than Dunkin' Donuts. Their food.
Yeah, it depends. Depends on the day, honestly. Really does. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you either. I don't know. I'm picky. You know me. I'm picky.
This can take many forms.
They have nothing. You always have nothing.
Programs, utilities, and
I don't know. Probably be bumming by 4 o'clock.
Well, the big guy told you so. Then I guess come 1 o'clock when you're dying.
Okay. Honestly.
Well, you can sneak out and get some meat when Jim's here, right? And come
I
back.
could. Yeah, I could, but
Just do that.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Hey everybody, this is Tony Lopes. Just to let you know that Coffee with Tony can now be heard Tuesdays
How was
9
it?
to
Ham and
12
cheese sandwich?
and
Was it perfect?
Wednesdays 9 to 11.
Last night?
Best talk
It was
in
okay.
southeastern Massachusetts, right here on AM 1530
Grandpa thought the
WBF
chicken cutlet was awesome.
99.7 FM. Great guests, great conversation. Just call 508-822-1106.
Probably get that next time. Chicken cutlets.
You like chicken cutlet?
Chicken cutlet's good.
On AM 1530 WBBF and 99.7 FM.
Combat veteran.
Pavetti's does a good job.
You already played this show. You played it again?
I had to play it twice during the show. Yes. It's on my log twice.
You gotta give him a ball.
I know.
You need a rad.
Yeah.
Our focus is to help
The guy should come on every once in a while to tell everyone what's going on.
I know.
shelter and guidance.
What was I going to say?
And welcome home.
I lost my train of thought. Pavetti's has a really good chicken cutlet.
Well, new Pavetti's opened up in Hanover.
Really?
With several surveying
It's,
combat areas
Watch them build it the last year and a half. They built it first of the pandemic.
and many motorcycle-related charity events each year. And as a nonprofit organization,
All right, we'll get right to this topic.
care facilities
Well,
and
I'm trying to read it right. There's a couple of words in there. You write it. Was there tongue twisting words in there?
you can join
Nah,
or
it's
support.
okay.
Please visit CVMA
Nope.
2
Don't worry about it.
2
Don't worry about it.
You're a professional.
All right,
you know.
don't worry about
I
it.
know.
I'm just gonna go right into it. I'm gonna lead right in.
I'll try to keep a 40. I'll try to make that line.
Yeah, because I gotta get to sports and I gotta get to the day in history. The song The Wreckers by the group Rush, written by their lyricist and wordsmith Neil Peart, is about a ship in dire circumstances caught in a fierce hurricane. The ship is being thrashed and pounded to what seems to be an inevitable doom. Suddenly a light appears, an apparent salvation, a light to guide them to safety. To their dismay, the light has been set by pirates, luring them to their destruction as the breakers drive the ship into the rocks, smashing it to pieces so that the pirates can pilfer its cargo. The crew dies in despair in the icy waters as the pirates escape with their treasure. The verse, which is repeated through the song, is, "All I know is you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary everything in life you thought you knew." This song appears to be a grim and pessimistic portrayal of the inexorability of human nature, where evil preys on the helpless and innocent. It highlights false hope, betrayal, and greed. The ship in the hurricane appears to be a metaphor for the struggles of life and how carefully we must choose who we trust, or we could ultimately be betrayed and taken advantage of, especially when we are vulnerable, or when we are at our most vulnerable.
That was written by my friend Kevin, and like I said at the beginning of the show, he didn't know what to write, and he wrote that, and I was floored. And we're looking at the storm the last few days, and kind of did a balance on how we all behave as far as citizens and as far as human beings towards each other. What I saw in one hand was people going out of their way, selfless acts of kindness, hard dedication, work, especially from the power people, linemen and women out there working away from their families in this area and around the country and from Canada too, like we talked about at the beginning of the show. The food preparation people who are stressed already with lack of help, and we've been seeing that before. Now, for one food shop to be open to service so many people because you have no power in the vast majority of the area, taxing one or two places, and people are stretched to their limits as far as trying to take care of everybody at once. And another thing, people driving around and dealing with no traffic lights. That was absolute chaos. And that came to my mind. It's just the whole traffic light things, because normally when traffic lights are out, especially on a four-way intersection, the law states it's a four-way stop sign. Technically, it's a four-way stop sign because you have no other way to navigate it. Driving the oil truck Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I saw so much destruction in these areas, and stopping, I had to get my coffee too, waited patiently because I know the people were waiting and working so hard, but these people are getting yelled at, abused too, and that's the other end. People profiteering from the vulnerable, people profiteering from, I could see a fair price, but You know, you hear about people getting charged, overcharged, triple charged because they need things. So that song kind of brings things home as far as what I saw, and just driving around trying to get my job done. I had to be very patient because people out there trying to do their best. We have such a demanding society who want things now. Me. I want an everlasting come stopper. Daddy, buy me an everlasting. You know, it's just that mentality we have as a society. We want things so fast and quick, and what's not there, when the switch is shut off, people tend to lose their mind. So I just think we need to sit back and, like I said, smell the coffee, right? Smell the roses.
Yeah, Neil Peart, just a real master of words.
You could go on YouTube and check out the records by Rush.
He really is. He wrote a lot of great lyrics for Rush. Red Sector A, another lyrical masterpiece, and another musical masterpiece. That song is one of my favorite Rush songs, and the lyrics to that song.
Well, that's a true story. That's actually, Geddy Lee helped him that, because Geddy Lee, the bassist and singer, his mother, I believe his father was in a concentration camp. He's Jewish. So, I mean, that touched home. That was more of a real life reality for his family, because if his father didn't make it, he never would have been born, per se.
Yeah.
So I know you got some. I don't want to be pressing on this issue too long, but what do you think, Joey? What's your thoughts about how people treated each other? I saw a lot. I
think that's a problem. Yes, I think that's a problem. The way people treat each other is not great sometimes, and I think we just have to step back and try to really treat others with respect, the way we want to be treated. Right. Treat someone the way you would want to be treated.
Right. It's only a point. And then there's professional people out there who go to their jobs. I have a friend. I knew somebody when their house was getting flooded out. They were on the air. They're an anchor for a radio station. Their house was getting flooded out when they were on the air. She was on the air, whatever. That's the person I know. Knowing when she gets home, her house was devastated, but she still went to work. She still broadcasted the news. That's just dedication. Knowing your house is floating away, and your life's going to be upside down, chaos. But in such a professional manner, some people are just so professional to get things done for everybody, and you just hope people appreciate that. And not being so selfish. And the power should have been restored yesterday, or, I don't want to hear that. I think they did an awesome job. Me and my brother were talking yesterday. He says, I thought I wouldn't have power to Monday or Tuesday. I couldn't believe I got power. My brother lives in Wareham. We got power back on Thursday in Middleboro on Thompson Street. They're doing awesome.
Yes.
They really are. Their angels were sent to us to help us. So, treat them like respect. Give them a thumbs up.
Absolutely,
Make them away from their families. It's only the right thing to do.
Thank you, Don.
Okay.
Thank you.
I gave you 6 minutes. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Don. No problem.
You could work with that 6 minutes, right? Magic.
Sports segment. Middleboro in an absolute huge win for them. Against the Bridgewater Raynham Regional High School team that is a powerhouse. According to a couple people that I've talked to, Middleboro beat them 22-6. Wow. Huge win. Huge win for Middleboro. That definitely something that they can hang their hat on. Beating a team like that. That's awesome. Next up is Carver. Next up in the schedule here is Carver. The seeding for the playoffs comes out, I think it was Monday. I think it's tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure on that. Speaking of that, Taunton suffered a major loss on Friday night, which could affect their playoffs. Could, cost them a playoff spot. I mean, they're 4-4, so they still may make it in. You have to have a certain amount of wins, and they meet that threshold. I think you have to have 3 wins. And they meet that threshold. They're 4-4, and they suffered a heartbreaking loss on Friday. And 10-3 loss. And pretty much on the last play of the game, they fumbled the ball at the 1 and led to a fumble recovery by Attleboro, and Attleboro wins the game 10-3. Heartbreaking loss. Definitely, it's heartbreaking whenever any team loses like that. Whether it be a high school football team, a college football team, or an NFL team. The Patriots, they've lost several heartbreaking games. The Seahawks, they know the heartbreak. They suffered a heartbreaking loss against the Patriots. And the Falcons suffered a heartbreaking loss against the Patriots. So teams know heartbreaking losses. Really. And it's tough. The Dolphins this year, some heartbreaking losses for them. It was always tough with heartbreaking losses like that. Atlanta Braves are 1 win away from the World Series. They win 3-2. They came back to win 3-2 last night. Game 5 tonight. They can win the World Series tonight.
If they win, they'll wrap it up in October, right?
Yep. If they win tonight, they wrap it up in October.
I always like seeing baseball in November because November 1st is like, okay, winter's here. October, you can kind of feel the fall, summerish.
Yeah.
But November 1st, when you flip it over, you're all done.
And in a shootout last night, the Boston Bruins handed the Florida Panthers their first loss of the season. Florida drops to 8-0-1 on the year. It wasn't a regulation loss, so they're still technically 8-0, but they're 8-0-1. They lost in a shootout last night to the Bruins. Bruins are 4-3. The Celtics lost a heartbreaker in overtime, 115-112 against the Washington Wizards. Okay, today in history. 1923, the first 160 consecutive days of 100-degree Fahrenheit weather, or temperatures, at Marble Bar, Western Australia. October 31st, 1923, the first day of 160 consecutive days of 100-degree temperatures at Marble Bar, Western Australia. October 31st, 1984, Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi is assassinated in New Delhi. Birthdays, we have a couple more. 1950, John Candy. He would have been 71 today. Nick Saban, the legendary Alabama coach, is 70 today. Happy birthday, Nick Saban. He's still coaching. Still coaching the Alabama Crimson Tide. And Crimson Tide, they're great every single year. I mean, they've suffered a couple. I think they've suffered 1 loss this year. But they've been good. One more. We got Vanilla Ice, American rapper, television personality, real estate investor. That's interesting.
Well, I'm sure the money he made in the 80s, he was probably smart with it and didn't blow it all. So.
No. And finally, 1963, Mickey D, Swedish hard rock drummer, been a drummer for a lot of great bands, drummer for Motorhead back in the 90s, and just a great drummer, really great drummer. I think he was one of the people to speak at Lemmy's funeral, which was broadcasted all over the internet, and it was a massive funeral service. He spoke at that funeral service, and so did Triple H. Spoke at the funeral service.
Right?
The wrestler, yes. Deaths on this day: River Phoenix passed away, the younger brother of Joaquin Phoenix. And Sean Connery passed away 1 year ago today. James Bond, one of the most well-known James Bonds. The original James Bond. Also, he's in so many other great movies. The Hunt for Red October.
That came to mind. That movie's awesome. That's my favorite Sean Connery movie.
So many good movies.
And my favorite John Candy movie is Uncle Buck.
Yep. Yes.
It's just
yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Funny slapstick.
It's funny.
It is awesome.
It's absolutely great. All right, 8:01. We are out of time. We'll be back next week, November 7th, 2021. We'll have a lot of Thanksgiving topics to talk about. A lot of Thanksgiving events that are happening already. St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry doing the turkey and Thanksgiving dinner stuff. And also, we'll talk about the Christmas stuff as well next week.
Hey, Joey, one thing I want to say real quick.
Yep.
Tonight's Halloween, so be careful, all the trick-or-treaters.
Yep.
Okay, they're going to be out in droves. They weren't really out last year because of the pandemic, but they're going to be out tonight. I think the weather's going to be good, so be extra safe driving in the neighborhoods and driving. Just watch out for the kids and the little ghosts and goblins and the little monsters.
Good luck, Atlanta, tonight.
Good luck, Texas.
Good luck, Atlanta. Good luck, Atlanta Braves tonight. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday. Update the news. Bye-bye, everybody.